This is episode 1, Get Your Mind Right podcast. I'm here, Luke Mockerman, with the Corey Taylor of Corey Taylor Sports Performance. So to get started, let's just hear a brief overview of your history.
A little bit about me. I got a long history, so not really sure everything you want to know here, but I've been in the fitness industry. I've owned my facility for 10 years. I'm a former professional athlete, played professional football, at least tried to. Played in the NFL Europe, and Arena Football Leagues. I kind of bounced around all over the place, trying to make my dreams come true. And the journey set me back quite a few times through injuries, whatever. But through that, made me who I am today, and I'm able to touch other athletes' lives and just in people in general, all their adult clients as well. Kind of using some of the journey that I went through, and the things and the trials and tribulations, the adversities that I endured along the way, to help me be where I am today, and help instill a different mindset to a lot of the clients here at CTSP.
Did you always see yourself being a coach, being in the fitness industry?
No. Like my dream was to play in the NFL and have a long, lucrative career. Of course, everybody thinks that's going to happen, but when injuries start to come into play, you kind of look at what Plan B and what the rest of the future looks like, and kind of forced me in that direction. I blew my knee out in 2001, set me out to Salt Lake City to the Institute for Sports Science and Medicine at the Olympic Training Center, and there is when, as I was rehabbing, they asked me to help coach some of the young athletes there, and I loved it, fell in love with it. And I didn't know a lot about the science part of it, but I really enjoyed motivating kids, and letting them see that they can overcome anything and dreams do come true. So it's kind of something I loved, and I knew after that, I was like, all right, when I'm done playing ball, this is what I want to do. And and that's kind of what happened after that. So.
Okay, so the background for me, I first met Corey, about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I found an internship with you as a coaching communication intern. And I was fortunate enough to train that summer with you, get ready for my my senior year of soccer season. Yeah. And I remember it was kind of a wake-up call when I first came in the gym with you. So that actually inspired me for the title, Get Your Mind Right. I remember it was quite a wake-up call when I was first training with you. I was pushing those sleds down there. About 40 yards, I got done with the third or fourth one, and I was on my knees. And you yelled at me, "You better get your mind right if you want to work out in this gym."
Yeah. And I just thought that you had so much potential, and that hadn't been tapped into. And I felt that you had the physical tools, but you didn't have the mental capacity to use those physical tools to the most of your potential. So, I wanted you to have a different mindset and be able to see yourself as playing at high level, and looking at your training environment as an edge for you to play. So therefore, it gave you that confidence, it gave you the ability to open up and play at a level that probably you weren't capable of letting yourself play before.
Yeah, I definitely felt the influence from you. I'm wearing the Mindset t-shirt here. That was something that you definitely instilled in me. That being said, how'd you come up with your slogan of CTSP Mindset is Everything?
Well, I kind of through all the things that I went through, I had 13 surgeries, blew my Achilles twice, ACL, and I just had a lot of different setbacks. But, along that process, it was the mental capacity to be able to use my adversity as a fuel and kind of like a chip on my shoulder to help me, keep pushing forward. You're always going to have some negativity around you. People say, "No, I want you to move on and do something else." But, when you believe in yourself and then you have that self-belief system, you find your way. And it might not be the way that everybody else wants you to do it, but that's a part of being unique and being your own person. So I kind of thought that when I came to training, I didn't see a lot of facilities or any facility or any coaches around the industry who were really talking more about the mindset part. There was always a lot about the science, training methods, and here and there, which I think those are great. I think coaches and trainers in our industry need to learn that, but I think those programs can only go so far unless you're able to tap into the mind and the soul of an athlete or a client per se. And that, when you can make that connection, it's when you help them see that path, that's when greatness happens.
Yeah. I remember when I first trained with you, you're so big on goal setting. So it's like what you asked me. The first thing you asked me is what goals do you have for yourself, especially soccer wise. And I told you I wanted to start that season, which I didn't end up accomplishing, but I had a great year. I ended up scoring 4 goals, really made a big impact off the bench, and you helped me with that idea of mindset. I put in my mind that I was going to make an impact on the field. I was going to do something to help my team, whether I was starting or not. Because like you said, you got to roll with the punches, roll with the adversity, and as long as you keep that mindset, power of the mind is pretty impactful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, how's the idea of mindset created success for you in the fitness industry?
I think it's created success for our clients here.
Yeah.
I think it's helped them have a vision. A lot of people come here just on blind faith because they don't really know like where they want to get to, or they may know where they want to go or get to, but they don't really have any direction. So when we first talked about developing a distinct roadmap, you kind of know exactly where you're trying to go to, and that helped. Helped a lot of my clients, but I think it helped you kind of distinguish like, okay, where I really want to go to, how do I get there, and I think that mindset is the thing that helps people kind of realize, okay, one, I can do it, and then 2, okay, I know there's a journey, there's a path, but how do I get there? And I think I help clients and our athletes kind of, put that down on paper so we can kind of make it tangible, that we see what direction we're going in.
How does that vary from you say a middle school kid, high school kid trying to play in college, a kid trying to jump to the pros, or even just your adult fitness classes? How is that?
I think everyone's different, but as far as where they want to go, but the process of laying the groundwork of where you want to get to, it doesn't change. Yeah. It doesn't change. So it doesn't matter if you're in middle school, if you're a pro athlete or trying to get to the pro or college, whatever, you got to kind of know, your why and your purpose and what you're training for and what your goal is. And as long as that's distinct, therefore the rest is easy. Yeah. Okay? So I think that's the most important thing.
So last question, closing. If you had a young, inspiring coach, what would Corey Taylor's coaching philosophy be to help someone that was trying to get into coaching be an effective coach?
I think the number one thing is, really try to understand your athletes. Everyone's different, so how you connect with one versus the other, totally different. And me maybe getting on you and yelling at you, or it may work for you, but it may not work for the other one. But you got to find what motivates each individual, and then let them know that you care. I think I think that's a problem sometimes. That's a disconnect between players and coaches. That okay, if you know that I care, you know that I'm in your corner, then you'll give me everything that you got.
Yeah, that relationship.
Yeah, the relationship is huge. Yeah. It's huge, and I think that's the most important thing. I think that's what's lacking, in our industry and in coaches in general. Because I may not be a soccer coach, but I'm a coach inside here. I coach you to take your ability to the next level, and then your soccer coach gives you the skills and gives you the sets and the plays to make those things work. So it all comes hand in hand. But I think a lot of coaches don't understand how that relationship works, and a lot of the coaches don't understand, so therefore it works against them versus making it work for them and for the team.
Yeah, definitely. Well, some good stuff here on the first episode so far, I think. Look forward to moving forward.
Yeah, can't wait to the next one.
Yeah, that'll about wrap it up for episode 1 of the Get Your Mind Right podcast. Thank you, Corey, and we'll see you next time.
Bam, baby.